Well, after a long winter's break, it's that time again. Formula One has returned, and with the first week of testing having just come to a close, we can finally see all the cars out on track again, and in the open, for us to enjoy and judge harshly. Yep, that's right. It is time for the F1 Livery Awards 2019. Now, before we begin, I must stress that all of these awards are extremely serious, and that the certificates I knocked up in paint this afternoon are highly coveted and almost as sought after as race wins. They are also voted on by an unelected panel of me, so they are completely unbiased. There are many awards on offer here, most of them the same as last year, so the teams will be desperately trying to keep hold of their titles from 2018, or maybe lose some. So I think that's enough preamble, let's get to the awards. The first award, as it was last year, is for the most surprising design. This goes to the livery that no one really expected to look quite how it did. There were rumours, but with a title partner gone, a new era was beckoned in, and with it, a new livery. This award goes to Rocket Williams Racing. A new era for the historical team as they do away with the martini stripes and add a rather nice shade of light blue to their livery. Some suggested a return to the blue and white of old, but this is something new, a sign of a forward-looking team, perhaps. The next award goes to the classiest design on the grid. Here I was looking for something sleek, something with style, something with pedigree, a design that oozes confidence in the ultra-competitive world of Formula One. Unlike last year, there is only one winner. Congratulations, Mercedes. This year's Silver Arrow is probably the greatest iteration of their modern livery. The electric streak gives the design an excellent flow while maintaining minimalism, while as the silver fades to black, stars form in a nod to their many championships. Now, on to one of my personal favourite awards, Best Overhaul. This award goes to the team who tried something different, something completely new. In F1, the car's livery is its identity, its character and its brand. Changing it is a risk, but for this team it paid off. Well done to Haas F1. It's been too long without black and gold on the grid, but Haas have brought it back with a little help from Rich Energy. There's something about this combination that F1 fans just love. It's hard to get wrong, but Haas definitely got it right, while of course keeping their signature USA flag. F1 Livery Awards are not known for much, but even if they were, it wouldn't be for seriousness. So we have a few less serious awards. Our first tribute award is the Manor Racing Award for fewest sponsors. This was difficult to award this year because many of the smaller teams have secured more deals, more partnerships, more sponsorships. But, sorry Haas, despite that huge new brand deal with Rich Energy, there really isn't that much else going on here. I will say it is far from barren, so to liken it to Manor does seem a little unfair, but hey, I don't make the rules. Where last year's aesthetics were somewhat dominated by the halo, this year has probably been recognisable for its various advertising campaigns, each sparking their own set of rumours and hype. The next award, Strangest Teaser, goes to a team that, more than anything, just confused everybody. Mercedes, I'm looking at you. Who exactly decided to tease the new car with renders of a completely non-existent livery that covered not only the bodywork but also the tyres? I'm not sure. But it can't be denied that it did create excitement for their eventual reveal. Now, onto an award that is highly desirable, the most striking design. To stand out in F1 is not easy, and an instantly eye-catching livery certainly can't hurt for the sponsors and team. At least provided the car is doing well on the track, that is. Anyway, the winner of this award is McLaren. Congratulations on holding on to this award for 2019. The papaya and blue was a real hit last year, but perhaps lacked a little flair. That is not something you could argue of the MCL 34. The triangular pattern is a bold and inventive way to combine two even bolder colours. I like this design a lot. Speaking of McLaren, it is only fitting that the next of our awards is named after their very own MP430. It is the Stealth Grey Award for camouflage. This award goes to a team that concealed their true colours with their initial launch, or in fact make that teams. This award goes to both Red Bull and Alfa Romeo. Both teams launched with special one-off liveries that celebrated their new cars' first outings. Alfa Romeo even themed theirs around Valentine's Day, with hundreds of hearts on their car. Oh. Now, F1 Livery Awards is all in good fun, so I do try to keep things light. But this next award can feel pretty negative. This is for the Laziest Design. Importantly, I will point out this award does not mean the livery is bad, it is simply unoriginal. And in this case, it goes to both Red Bull and Toro Rosso. Honestly, this is just a case of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Red Bull have barely changed their livery since joining the sport, and Toro Rosso's blue, red and silver design is loved by many. Still, a bit of change would be nice. Next up, in honour of one of the most prestigious names in motorsport, the Ferrari Award for painting a car red. I think you know where this is going, but Ferrari, congratulations. It was actually a close run thing this year, with both Alfa Romeo and Red Bull putting a lot of red on their cars. And Ferrari did switch to a matte finish that in some lights gives the car a dangerously orange appearance. But still, it's definitely the most red car on the grid, isn't it? Now for another desirable award, the most aggressive design. This is going to go to a car that looks mean, hungry and out for blood. In fact, there were a number of cars in the pool for this one, but in the end, I had no choice but to give it to Haas F1. Take a bow. Black and gold. Need I say more? F1 is expensive business. It takes a lot of funding to produce machines of this pedigree, and as such, title sponsors are often the difference between bankruptcy and another year in the sport. One team found itself floundering in 2018, Force India, and a full buyout was in fact necessary. I have always been a fan of the team, and this award is named with no disrespect intended. But the Force India BWT award for selling out goes to a team that let its financial decisions dictate its livery. In fact, this year, 3 teams. Racing Point, Williams and Haas. Or should I say, Sport Pesa Racing Point, Rocket Williams and Rich Energy Haas. All 3 enter the new season with new title sponsors and liveries altered to reflect the change. F1 is a tough world, and one where selling out could lead to greatness, or at least these teams will hope so. And so we reach the final 2 awards of the F1 Livery Awards 2019. The big 2. The best and worst overall designs. It's been a highly competitive year, and in fact I had 3 different teams shortlisted for both awards. So let's start with the negativity. The worst overall design, 2019, goes to Williams Racing. I'm sorry. They did take on board my criticism from last year. They went for something different, and the new shade of blue is lovely. I really do like it. But well, it does look a bit rushed and a little bit messy, if I'm honest. That fade effect just doesn't quite work. Sorry. And finally, the one that we've all been waiting for. The award for the best overall design goes to the reigning champions. Renault F1. Once again, it's an improvement on last year. A rebalance to the yellow on the side pod and the amazing inside end plates make this livery pop and look just like an F1 car should. Fast, bold, and above all, cool. It's a great job, Renault. And if, as in the past, your livery reflects your improvement in the standings, you could well be right up there with the big three. Of course, as I said, it was a very competitive year, so there are also a few honourable mentions to make. They couldn't quite beat the black and yellow machine from the Enstone team, but they are still worthy of praise. So, well done to McLaren and Haas F1. Maybe next year we'll just pip them off the top. So that does it. The end of F1 Livery Awards 2019. And all in all, it's been a very strong showing from all the teams. Here's hoping that the racing will be just as good. Thank you for sticking with me through this, and I hope that the slightly excessive amount of time I spent on this was worth it. These awards represent the views and opinions of myself and myself only, should not be taken as endorsement or criticism of any brand. I'm not affiliated with any team and do this just for fun, so please do not take it too seriously. If you disagree with me, feel free to shout, complain and or calmly explain your opinion in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, please like and maybe subscribe for more random F1 content and the occasional music video. Thanks for watching. If you should describe